The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, October 29, reveal that Daniel Romalotti Jr. will feel like his whole world is crashing down around him. Christine Blair will do her best to get Daniel out on bail, but could she run into some snags? Regardless, Daniel will spin out after spending some time in lockup. It'll no doubt give Daniel a taste of what his future could look like if he gets convicted of causing Heather Stevens' demise. The evidence is piling up against Daniel based on what Chance Chancellor and the forensic team found in his apartment. However, Phyllis Summers will remain convinced that Sharon Newman is the one to blame here. You can bet Phyllis will play dirty and do everything in her power to prove Sharon is behind Daniel's frame-up. Over with Victor Newman, he'll have to defend himself on Tuesday's I&R episode. After a fight with Nikki Newman, even more tension could be on the horizon, especially if Nikki finds out Victor is partnering with Diane Jenkins Abbott. Then again, Victor might defend his strategy to Michael Baldwin or someone else instead. Since Victor always believes he's right and everyone else is wrong, he'll have no problem excusing his own behavior. Next, Nate Hastings will welcome Amy Lewis back to Genoa City. It's been a long time since Amy was in town, but she'll have a good reason for following up on her messages and coming to see Nate. Amy already had Nate come pick up a box of mementos from when she used to date his father, Nathan Hastings Sr., but Nate could tell she was mostly trying to see what kind of person he was. There's a secret Amy's keeping, but it looks like she'll finally be ready to divulge it on Tuesday's show. Could Amy have given birth to a child after her romantic entanglement with Nate's dad? Does Nate have a half-sibling that he isn't aware of yet? There was a casting call in recent months that could point to a half-brother for Nate, but we'll just have to see how it all plays out. Whatever the case, Nate will get updates on Amy's shocking news and take some time to process it. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Amy will certainly shake things up, so stick with us for more predictions on what Nate will do next. CDL's where you want to be for fantastic Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your favorite Y and R hotspot. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Next week on The Young and the Restless, fans can expect an explosive showdown between Sharon and Phyllis that could change their lives forever. The tension between the two longtime rivals has reached a boiling point, and it looks like Sharon is ready to go all out to finally take Phyllis down. Here's a breakdown of what's coming. Sharon's plan unfolds. Sharon, who has been on edge due to recent secrets revealed by Phyllis, is ready to settle the score. She starts gathering powerful allies and uses her connections to unveil shocking information that could shatter Phyllis' reputation. Sharon is determined to expose Phyllis in front of everyone, setting the stage for an intense confrontation. Phyllis pushes back. Phyllis, always prepared for a fight, senses that Sharon is onto something. In her own ruthless style, Phyllis digs into Sharon's past, hoping to uncover dirt that could help her maintain her standing in Genoa City. The back and forth between these two could lead to a high-stakes war, with neither willing to back down. Consequences for family and friends. As Sharon and Phyllis' feud spirals, their loved ones get caught in the crossfire. Nick, who has ties to both women, struggles with where his loyalty should lie, and this dilemma might put him at odds with both Sharon and Phyllis. Meanwhile, other residents of Genoa City may be forced to pick sides as the feud reaches a breaking point. Unexpected twist. Just as Sharon is about to strike the final blow, a twist shakes up her plan. This surprise revelation could change everything, leaving Sharon questioning whether she's willing to go all the way to destroy Phyllis, or if she should take a different approach. With secrets, lies, and personal vendettas all on the table, next week promises unforgettable drama for the Young and the Restless fans. Sharon and Phyllis' rivalry may never be the same, and Genoa City is in for a shakeup. Stay tuned to see if Sharon truly emerges victorious, or if Phyllis has one last ace up her sleeve. On Monday's episode of The Young and the Restless, fans can expect a tense encounter between Christine and Sharon as Christine presents Sharon with an unexpected opportunity to confess. Here's what viewers can look forward to: Christine's ultimatum. Known for her dedication to justice, Christine sees an opening to resolve some hidden truths in Genoa City. She approaches Sharon, suggesting that now is the time to finally set the record straight. But will Sharon take the chance or continue to protect her secrets? Sharon's dilemma. Sharon faces a tough decision as Christine's offer puts her between a rock and a hard place. Confessing could clear her conscience, but might also come at a steep personal cost. She must weigh the impact on her relationships, particularly with loved ones who may not know the full story. Consequences loom. This potential confession could bring Sharon's world crashing down, revealing hidden tensions and setting the stage for dramatic fallout. Christine's persistence hints that the past may be catching up to Sharon faster than she anticipated. This episode promises a mix of suspense and emotional intensity, as Sharon wrestles with her choice and the looming impact of Christine's ultimatum. In Soaps.com's latest Young and Restless spoilers for Monday, October 28 through Friday, November 1, Daniel makes a desperate attempt to get his life under control. Meanwhile, Victor recruits a new co-conspirator. Sharon is in for a surprise, and Genoa City gets a blast from its distant past. Read all about these teasers and more below. Restless Rant. Young and Restless fans are about to see the unthinkable. Plus, how we know Jack will fall off the wagon, Diane's plot, and much more. Young and Restless spoilers week of October 28. Young and Restless spoilers for Monday, October 28. Victor forms an unexpected alliance, or at least unexpected if you didn't notice how closely he was paying attention to what Diane said in Friday's episode. Quill surprise. Phyllis and Christine share a difference of opinion. As they both work to help bail Daniel out of exceedingly hot water, we have a hunch that the Nemesis will share a whole lot more differences of opinion, too. His marriage in tatters, his company under attack, Jack is at his wits' end, so much so that Nikki is worried about his ability to maintain his sobriety. Young and Restless spoilers for Tuesday, October 29. Though Victor defends his actions, hell is gonna freeze over before Nikki will ever see eye to eye with him regarding even considering conspiring with Diane. Nate receives a visit from Amy Lewis. Who's that, you ask? Here's everything you need to know about the long MIA character. Daniel's world is turned upside down. Again? After Heather's murder and his arrest, wouldn't his world being turned upside down once more actually set it right? We can only hope. Young and Restless spoilers for Wednesday, October 30. For the gazillionth time, Victor gives Kyle a warning, once again earning his spot on our countdown of soap's worst bosses. Sally receives an unexpected assignment. It sounds like a good idea on paper for Lily to stand her ground with Nikki, but the reality is the Newmans own the ground and everything on it. Young and Restless spoilers for Thursday, October 31. Sharon receives a surprise visitor, but will it be one in reality or only in her head? Victoria held out longer than we could have, but she finally loses patience with Adam and Billy. Lily, perhaps having learned how pointless it is to fight with a Newman, shares disappointing news with Devon. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, October 28 reveal that Nikki Newman goes to the Abbott mansion to find out what her ex Jack Abbott has to say about the marital strife he's going through with Diane Jenkins Abbott. Diane claims that Jack wants a divorce, but Nikki doesn't believe the woman who framed her for her death. Nikki could spill that Diane went to Victor Newman with a revenge plot against Jack and their son Kyle Abbott. Jack is not doing well, and Nikki wonders if his sobriety is at risk. On the other hand, Some fans think that the couple are cooking up a grand scenario, trying to fool everyone into believing that they're on the outs in order to pull one over on Victor and Kyle. The young and the restless spoilers are Jack and Diane feuding. How will Jack hold up if Nikki says she's worried for him and his sobriety? If he is playing a game, he has to fool Nikki, and he may not be able to do so considering how he OD'd in the past to save her. Somehow we think that whatever Jack and Diane are cooking up will lead to some fiery, unintended consequences. By and are spoilers. Phyllis stands tall. Elsewhere, Phyllis Summers loses it when Chance Chancellor tries to arrest her son Daniel Romalotti for the death of Heather Stevens. Phyllis knows that Sharon Newman is behind this mess, and she won't allow the GCD to ruin Daniel's life. Leave it to Phyllis to make a bad situation worse. In the nick of time, Christine Blair arrives and puts Phyllis in her place. She is now representing Daniel and refuses to allow Phyllis to run amok. The young and the restless spoilers, Cricket versus Red. Christine and Phyllis are arch enemies. How is it going to work out that Daniel's life is in Cricket's hands? Can Phyllis handle this reality? Christine plays it cool and insists that Red back off or she'll harm Daniel's case. As for Daniel, he is devastated and it hangs on Christine to pull him through the miasma. It's a tall order, but before it's all said and done, will Phyllis be thanking Christine? Stranger things have happened. The young and the restless spoilers reveal that after losing both Diane and Kyle, Jack Abbott found himself spiraling into a darkness he couldn't escape. Once a pillar of strength in Genoa City, Jack had become a shadow of his former self. Diane's loss was heartbreaking enough, but Kyle's departure left a wound so deep that Jack was left with nothing but the numbing embrace of alcohol to fill the void. Days blurred into nights, and his once vibrant mansion was now filled only with silence and regret. Each glass of whiskey became both comfort and poison, reminding him of every failure he couldn't undo. Jack's days turned into a cycle of self-blame and isolation, pushing away everyone who cared for him, convinced he deserved this suffering. Haunted by questions of his worth as a husband and father, he began to believe he was destined to be alone, betrayed by the ones he loved most. Watching Jack's descent, Nikki Newman, his old friend and former confidant, felt compelled to help. Jack had been her rock in difficult times, and now she couldn't bear to see him consumed by guilt and grief. Despite their past conflicts, Nikki knew Jack's heart was good and refused to let him suffer alone. She began visiting daily, offering quiet comfort, bringing meals he often refused, and sitting with him through long silences. Her patience slowly softened Jack's defenses, reminding him he wasn't as alone as he thought. But Nikki's support didn't go unnoticed. Her husband, Victor Newman, Jack's longtime rival, seethed with jealousy. Memories of past moments when Jack and Nikki stood by each other reignited old insecurities. The idea of Nikki comforting the man he considered his enemy was intolerable. Yet for Jack, Victor's bitterness meant little. He was too drained for rivalries. All Jack wanted was peace, a chance to drown his sorrow and confront the demons haunting him. One cold evening, after too much whiskey, Jack staggered through his empty mansion, shadows pressing in around him. His legs gave way, and he collapsed to the floor, the bottle slipping from his hand and shattering on the tiles. As darkness closed in, Jack's last thoughts were a muddle of regret and loneliness, wondering if this was how his story would end. But fate had other plans. Unbeknownst to Jack, both Diane and Kyle had been watching from a distance, worried by rumors of his decline. Fearing what might happen if Jack continued down this path, they knew they couldn't stay away any longer. Without hesitation, Diane raced back to Genoa City, her heart pounding with fear of what she might find. The young and the restless spoilers. Shadows and schemes unfold in Genoa City. In the quiet, deceptive calm of Genoa City, the ominous influence of Jordan persisted, reaching beyond the prison walls to haunt those who had dared to challenge her. For most, Jordan was a myth, an elusive shadow whispered about in fear. But for Lucy Romalotti, she was something more, a dark savior cloaked in promises and menace, embodying the deadly allure of revenge and twisted loyalty. Lucy had reached her breaking point. The tragic death of her mother, Heather, left her consumed by grief and despair. Her father, Daniel, was imprisoned on charges of Heather's murder, plunging Lucy into a void of hopelessness where her family, her innocence, everything she once knew, seemed lost. Sharon Newman, a former ally, became a bitter reminder of all that Lucy had suffered, and Lucy grew to view her as an obstacle to justice, someone who needed to be removed, no matter the cost. Just as these dark thoughts took root, Jordan reemerged, slipping into Lucy's life with calculated ease. Known in Genoa City's underworld as a master manipulator, Jordan had once groomed CLA, raising her to become a weapon of her own design. She saw in Lucy the potential for a new protege, moldable, vulnerable, and yearning for a way to protect what little family remained. Jordan recognized Lucy's hunger for vengeance and offered her a twisted vision of family, loyalty, and power. Archill rumors swept through Genoa City, whispers of Jordan's return, her intentions for Lucy, and her ultimate target, Sharon. Speculation ran wild as people pondered Jordan's plan and questioned if she would succeed in luring Lucy into the shadows. Would Lucy, in her fragile state, follow? Those who cared for her could only guess at her inner turmoil, unaware of the lengths to which Jordan was willing to go. Bold and undeterred, Jordan plotted her escape from prison, a feat many believed inevitable given her legendary cunning. Once free, she would be unstoppable, and this time, she wanted Lucy by her side, not just as an accomplice, but as a daughter molded in her own image. For Jordan, the concept of family was warped, more obsession than genuine affection, and she envisioned Lucy as the heir to her sinister legacy. In a chilling turn, Lucy vanished one night, leaving her loved ones frantic and desperate. But only one person knew the truth: Jordan. She left a cryptic note, promising to take care of Lucy, to shape her into the best she could be. The message was both a threat and a twisted vow, leaving Genoa City reeling. Meanwhile, Daniel Romalotti was finally released from prison, exonerated but devastated. His family had been torn apart, Heather was dead, and now Lucy was gone, swept away by the very darkness he had fought so hard to protect her from. Alone in his home, the silence was overwhelming, a haunting echo of laughter and love that once filled its halls. As whispers spread through Genoa City, many wondered if Sharon would be Jordan's next target. Sensing the impending danger, Sharon grew increasingly uneasy. She knew firsthand the lengths Jordan would go to manipulate and destroy, and the thought of Lucy being shaped into a weapon against her was terrifying. With each passing day, the threat grew, and the tension in Genoa City became unbearable. Jordan's warnings were not idle. Everyone knew that all too well. The young and the restless fans should gear up for a major surprise, as actor Michael Damian hints at an exciting Netflix project. Michael, who portrays Danny Romalotti on the show, is currently on a tour to North America. While he is busy with various projects, he teased fans with a glimpse of his special shoot for a film that features a former, the bold and the beautiful alum. Stay tuned until the end for all the details. A new chapter begins. My and our star Michael Damian has been involved in several projects alongside the daytime drama. One of these projects is the Netflix film The Wrong Paris, for which shooting has just begun. Michael, being a part of the project, has shared the news with his fans, though a social media post. He posted a cheerful snapshot on Instagram from the shoot on October 21, 2024. He captioned the post, "First day of the shoot, The Wrong Paris." Clearly, he seemed excited as a new chapter unfolds in his life. His caption also mentions fellow co-stars Yvonne Orji, Madison Pettis, Madeleine Arthur, Kristen Park, and Torrance Coombs. About the Wrong Paris. According to Deadline, the Netflix project, The Wrong Paris centers around a female character named Dawn, played by Miranda Cosgrove. While Michael's role has not yet been disclosed, the film features Dawn as a woman who is eager to fulfill her dreams of traveling to France. In an attempt to turn her dream into a reality, she auditions for a dating show scheduled to be filmed in Paris. However, the show will actually take place in Paris, Texas, not Paris, France. This confusion leads Dawn in the show, but once she gets to know, she will want to quit to pursue her artistic ambitions. But it won't be easy for her anymore, as she falls in love with one of the artists on the show. It will be a bachelor named Trey, portrayed by B. Alum Pearson Fode. Pearson is best known for his role as Thomas Forrester on the daytime drama Michael, to return on Y&R as Danny. After Michael shared this amazing news with a sweet post from the first day of the shoot, fans quickly filled the comments with excitement. Clearly, the enthusiastic responses from fans reflect their eagerness for the film, and they must be wondering about when Michael will return to Genoa City on Y&R. Despite his busy schedule, the actor has recently appeared in a video call sequence on the soap, where his character, Danny Romalotti, was consoling his son Daniel. Daniel has recently suffered the loss of his wife, Heather Stevens, and is currently facing arrest for her murder. Given the gravity of the situation, will Danny return to support his son during this crisis? The young and the restless star have thrilled and excited his fans with his social media post, but now they are hopeful to see Damien back on the show. Well, that remains a mystery for now, but it will be interesting to find out what role Michael will play in this romantic drama. Keep coming back to Soap Opera Daily for more updates on your favorite celebrities and soaps. Do share in the comments if you'd like to see Danny back on Y&R to support poor Daniel. In the latest Young and Restless preview for the week of October 28, November 1, look who is back in Genoa City. Read on for the details and watch the video below. Jack's family is falling apart, and he is blaming it all on Diane. Kyle has betrayed him and Jabba by teaming up with Victor and Glissade, even going as far as stealing Jabot's formulas. After another nasty fight, Jack asked Diane to move out of the Abbott house, which she did. Jack wasn't sure what to believe, including if Diane really loved him or was just using him, as everyone warned him about. At the same time, Diane turned to Victor to make her family feel the pain they've caused her. Maybe everyone was right about Diane? Coming up, Jack says, "I've lost my wife and my son. I'm not going to lose my sobriety." Nikki replies, "You and I both know it's easier said than done." Is Jack about to fall off the wagon again, or will Nikki step up and help him like he helped her? Last week, Nate received strange texts from a woman named Amy Lewis, who urgently needed to see him. He had no idea who she was, and for good reason. Amy Lewis hasn't been in Genoa City for over 30 years. Next week, Amy appears at Nate's door and says, "Thank you for seeing me again. It's been a long time since I was in Genoa City." What has brought her back after so many years away? Finally, with the evidence stacked against him, thanks to Sharon, Daniel was arrested for Heather's murder. Phyllis, however, believed Sharon was the real killer and wasted no time sharing her theory. In Sharon's mind, that meant Phyllis had to die. Coming up, Phyllis screams at Chance that he's railroading her son into prison. Christine appears and announces she's there to represent Daniel. Paul's ex-wife defending the supposed killer of his daughter. We didn't see that one coming. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Chelsea Lawson has repeatedly rejected Adam Newman's attempts to get their romance back on track. Adam feels like things could be different this time around, but Chelsea's worried they'll just crash and burn again. Since Chelsea and Adam's relationship failed in the past, she sees no reason why it won't end in heartbreak once more. If Adam and Chelsea were going to face that pain alone, Chelsea might be on board with taking the risk. However, Chelsea and Adam also have Connor Newman to think about, so Chelsea is trying to consider his well-being here. It would be a terrible idea to get Connor's hopes up about a reunion only to dash them in the end. Connor would be devastated if Adam and Chelsea's attempt to get back together didn't pan out, so Chelsea doesn't want to put their son through that. Connor's recovery has been going well, so it's easy to see why Chelsea wants to protect him and avoid rocking the boat. Nevertheless, Adam has assured Chelsea that he wouldn't be pushing for this if he didn't feel confident in their future together. As a way to prove that confidence, perhaps Adam could offer up an engagement ring and a new marriage proposal. Adam might make a big wedding push and ask Chelsea if she'll marry him for keeps this time around. Maybe Adam will think a forever commitment could put Chelsea's mind at ease. Adam may reiterate that Chelsea just needs to take a leap based on her feelings and become his bride once more. Of course, things could get messy if Connor finds the engagement ring beforehand and quizzes Adam. On the other hand, Connor might come around the corner while this potential proposal is in progress and witness Adam popping the question. Whatever the case, Connor might get excited about the idea of Chelsea and Adam sealing the deal on a reunion. Since Connor is rooting for his parents to get back together, any marriage hints for Adam and Chelsea could fill him with hope. Chelsea wasn't happy about the hit piece Adam posted on Billy Abbott, but she'll get over that sooner or later. Adam may convince Chelsea to forgive him as he continues to pursue her. Our Y and R predictions hint that Adam will refuse to give up on a future with Chelsea, so we'll see how far he'll go to prove they're right for each other. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Adam might succeed in winning Chelsea over down the road, so stay tuned for updates on any engagement news that might follow. The Young and the Restless is celebrating its 13,000th in style. The CBS soap has a very cool surprise for OG fans and Nikki Newman. The charming Victor Newman has secretly rebuilt their beloved home from scratch after Sharon torched it in 2012. In true Victor style, he's planning to unveil the revamped ranch to his dear wifey, Nikki. Read further to get the lowdown. The new Newman Ranch. The Young and the Restless character was trying to keep the construction of the news house from Nikki, and the Newman Ranch is so huge, he probably didn't have to hide much. But the wait is finally over. The grand reveal is set for November 8, and it's going to be a teary moment for everyone. Seeing their house burn to ashes was heart-crushing for the Newman couple. In the BTS clip, Melody and emotional Braden tour the revamped set for the first time. And let us tell you that every nostalgic detail is perfectly in place. Be on the lookout for the classic center couch, Nikki's corner desk, and the cherished wooden staircase. We owe it to Josh Griffith, the show's executive producer and head writer. Griffith shared that the Newman family and Y and R fans alike felt the loss of the original Newman Ranch. Additionally, the showrunner revealed that the show has been toying with the idea of bringing back the set for years. But what better occasion than the 13,000th episode to celebrate the legacy of Nikki and Victor Newman, right? Josh also thanked Y and R's art department and stage crew, who went above and beyond in executing the dream project. Back to the set tour, Braden and Thomas were pretty moved by the sight of their old home restored. During a chat with Deadline, Eric admitted he never thought about getting this attached to a set. 44 years can do this to a man. I was actually moved to tears because it was so long coming, he said. Meanwhile, Scott couldn't help but get a bit nostalgic too, pointing out the staircase. Eric reminisced, "I used to carry you up that," and quickly refused when Melody teased, "You're gonna do that again today." Furthermore, Thomas shared, "I feel like that's my house again because I always felt very protective," talking about the details. The Y and R diva added, "See, if you hang around long enough, your greatest desires will come true." Get ready for more nostalgia as Y and R celebrates 13,000 episodes of romance, drama, and surprises on November 13. Don't miss out on more sizzling updates on The Young and the Restless only at Soap Opera Daily. Which is your favorite spot from the iconic Newman Ranch? Drop them down below. In an explosive turn of events on The Young and the Restless, Victor Newman is plotting a devious plan that could alter the course of several lives. His target? Diane Jenkins, who recently faced dismissal from Jabot. Seeing an opportunity, Victor sets out to bribe Diane, aiming to transform her into a formidable ally against Jack Abbott, her husband and the CEO of Jabot. Victor's strategy is clear. He intends to dismantle Jack's life, both professionally and personally. With meticulous precision, he devises a plan to ensnare Jack in a web of chaos, targeting not just Jabot, the company Jack cherishes, but also his marriage to Diane. The stakes are higher than ever as Victor recruits Kyle Abbott, Jack and Diane's son, to join Newman Enterprises. This move sends shockwaves through the Abbott family, straining an already complicated father-son relationship and threatening the future of Jabot. As Kyle becomes a pawn in Victor's game, the fissures in Jack and Diane's relationship deepen. Their once strong bond begins to crack under the pressure of public scrutiny and private disagreements. Once a couple that everyone admired, Jack and Diane now face the disheartening prospect of a fractured marriage, which only fuels Victor's ambitions. Recognizing that Diane might be on the verge of leaving the Abbott mansion, Victor sees a prime opportunity to manipulate her. He knows that if he can win her over, he could potentially crush Jack's dreams and reclaim power for himself. The tension rises as Victor attempts to lure Diane into his web of deceit. However, Diane, who has fought hard to rebuild her life and regain the Abbott family's trust, finds herself at a crossroads. Joining forces with Victor is a risky proposition, one that could jeopardize her newfound stability. Jack, ever wary of Victor's cunning nature, senses that this is a critical moment. He knows that Victor will seize on any signs of discord between him and Diane, believing he can sway her to his side. But is their ongoing public drama a sign of a genuine split, or a cleverly crafted ruse designed to mislead Victor? If Diane chooses to align herself with Victor, she gains access to his clandestine plans, potentially equipping Jack and herself with the necessary tools to thwart Victor's ambitions. However, this strategy is fraught with peril. Victor is a master manipulator, always several steps ahead of his adversaries. He has a reputation for winning every power struggle, and should he realize that Diane is playing him, the consequences could be catastrophic. As the psychological chess match intensifies, Diane finds herself in a precarious position, torn between her loyalty to Jack and the perilous allure of Victor's offer. The stakes have never been higher, and she must navigate this treacherous landscape carefully. Can Diane outsmart Victor without losing herself in the process? And can Jack trust her in such a precarious situation? Meanwhile, the fierce rivalry between the Newman and Abbott families continues to escalate, leading to a torrent of conspiracies, deceit, and intertwined relationships. Every move Victor makes is calculated, while Jack finds himself under constant surveillance by his relentless foe. Both men understand that a single misstep could spell disaster for them. Diane emerges as the linchpin in this dramatic saga, holding the key to either saving Jack and his company or becoming a catalyst for their downfall. This battle is not merely about wealth and power, it's a war steeped in love, loyalty, and betrayal. The looming question is whether Jack and Diane can withstand the pressure and outmaneuver Victor, or will they all succumb to the deadly game orchestrated by the master manipulator himself? As this tense storyline unfolds, one thing is certain: the road ahead is fraught with danger, and the characters will undoubtedly pay a heavy price in this high-stakes game of survival. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that we've got some comings and goings news to pass along. So let's start with some updates on Devon Hamilton Winters and Abby Newman Abbott's wedding guest list. Jean Lawson is set to reprise her role as Harmony aka Yolanda Hamilton, so Devin will have his birth mother on hand for his upcoming nuptials. Lauren Lott is also making a comeback as Anna Hamilton, so Devin's half-sister will be in attendance too. Jill Abbott has promised to make it back to Genoa City for the wedding, and Y&R spoilers confirm that she'll indeed be there. The same goes for Ashley Abbott, who'll be released from her facility and should help walk Abby down the aisle like her daughter's hoping. Brittany Sarby also posted about her upcoming return as the show celebrates 13,000th episodes, so there will be no shortage of familiar faces. We should point out that a popular set is returning since Victor Newman secretly rebuilt the old Newman Ranch home for Nikki Newman. A recreation of Victor and Nikki's original house will serve as Devin and Abby's wedding venue on November 13, though fans will get their first glimpse of the home on November 8. Of course, there's some other comings and goings news to discuss for the week of October 28, November 1. Valerie Pettiford will make her debut as an Amy Lewis recast on October 29, so she'll take over Stephanie E. Williams' old role and deliver some stunning news to Nate Hastings. Plus, there will be some special Halloween appearances since Connor Newman, Johnny Abbott, Aria Porter Copeland, and Dominic Newman Abbott Winters Chancellor have scenes coming up as well. I&R fans will see some fun costumes along with some kid-friendly tricks and treats, so we'll keep you posted on what's ahead in these not-so-spooky scenes. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some great stuff's ahead in Genoa City, so we'll bring you more story predictions along with any other comings and goings news. CDL's the place to be for fantastic Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your one-stop Y&R source. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that we've got some comings and goings news to pass along. So let's start with some updates on Devin Hamilton Winters and Abby Newman Abbott's wedding guest list. Cheen Lawson is set to reprise her role as Harmony Aka Yolanda Hamilton, so Devin will have his birth mother on hand for his upcoming nuptials. Lauren Lott is also making a comeback as Anna Hamilton, so Devin's half-sister will be in attendance too. Jill Abbott has promised to make it back to Genoa City for the wedding, and Y&R spoilers confirm that she'll indeed be there. The same goes for Ashley Abbott, who'll be released from her facility and should help walk Abby down the aisle like her daughter's hoping. Brittany Sarby also posted about her upcoming return as the show celebrates 13,000th episodes, so there will be no shortage of familiar faces. We should point out that a popular set is returning since Victor Newman secretly rebuilt the old Newman Ranch home for Nikki Newman. Advertisement. A recreation of Victor and Nikki's original house will serve as Devin and Abby's wedding venue on November 13, though fans will get their first glimpse of the home on November 8. Of course, there's some other comings and goings news to discuss for the week of October 28, November 1. Valerie Pettiford will make her debut as an Amy Lewis recast on October 29, so she'll take over Stephanie E. Williams' old role and deliver some stunning news to Nate Hastings. Plus, there'll be some special Halloween appearances since Connor Newman, Johnny Abbott, Aria Porter Copeland, and Dominic Newman Abbott Winters Chancellor have scenes coming up as well. I&R fans will see some fun costumes along with some kid-friendly tricks and treats, so we'll keep you posted on what's ahead in these not-so-spooky scenes. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some great stuff's ahead in Genoa City, so we'll bring you more story predictions along with any other comings and goings news. Michelle Stafford always creates drama as Phyllis on The Young and the Restless. The redhead has gained many enemies throughout the years. While Phyllis likes to portray herself as a victim, one feud unleashed her bad side. Christine unleashed Phyllis' bad side. Phyllis has had many famous rivalries, including Sharon and Diane, but her feud with Christine is the most epic. Their rivalry began in 1994 when Phyllis broke up Christine's marriage by claiming Danny was Daniel's father. Although Phyllis succeeds in her plot to marry Danny, she is still intent on revenge against Christine. In one of the storyline's pivotal moments, Phyllis ran down Christine and Paul. That moment solidified Phyllis' status as a villain and added another layer to her feud with Christine. In an interview with TODA.com, Stafford reflected on Phyllis and Christine's epic rivalry. "I personally believe that Phyllis is completely crazy on that one. The other ones I can see Phyllis' side. I could be like, oh, I see her side. I kind of get why she would not like that person," Stafford explained. "But yeah, Phyllis has only done Christine wrong, and I feel like a lot of her vitriol toward Christine has to do with Phyllis trying to overcompensate for how wrong she feels." Their feud has intensified over the decades, with Phyllis antagonizing Christine and the lawyer trying to prosecute Phyllis for her crimes. When Danny returned to Genoa City in 2022, the women fought for his affection. Phyllis' attempts at seducing her ex-husband were unsuccessful as Danny and Christine reunited, then embarked on his music tour. But Christine will make a return to help Daniel, who is accused of Heather's murder. Phyllis won't be happy to see her rival, and a few barbs will be traded. However, the two women must play nice as they work to clear Daniel's name. In the dim, tense atmosphere of Genoa City's police department, Chance Chancellor was sure he had enough evidence to arrest Daniel Romalotti. Confidence filled his stance as he prepared to make his move, despite the quiet doubts whispered by his colleagues. Chance approached Daniel, handcuffs ready, and said in a steady, stern voice, "Daniel, you are under arrest." But before he could reach for Daniel's wrist, Phyllis Summers stormed into the room, her fierce maternal instinct ablaze. Her voice cut through the room like a blade. "Are you out of your mind, Chance? That evidence is flimsy at best. My son isn't a murderer." Phyllis's anger surged, her voice rising as she accused Chance of recklessness, claiming he was jeopardizing her son's future. Chance stood his ground, reminding her it was a police matter and that he had the authority to proceed. But Phyllis refused to back down, her resolve unshakable in the face of Chance's accusations. The tension escalated as their voices clashed, filling the room with uncomfortable energy. Then Daniel spoke, his voice cutting through the chaos. "Mom, let him do his job. I'll be fine. My lawyer will handle it." Daniel's calm but resigned tone momentarily quieted Phyllis, though it was clear she struggled to accept it. Just as Chance prepared to place the cuffs on Daniel, a commanding voice rang out, "Stop this now." All eyes turned to see Christine Blair enter the room, her presence authoritative and unwavering. Striding in with confidence, she carried a tightly held folder. Christine, a familiar face in Genoa City, with deep connections to both Phyllis and Daniel, stepped between Chance and Daniel, her gaze cold as steel. "You're jumping to conclusions, Chance," she said, her voice steady. "The evidence isn't as strong as you think." Opening the folder, she handed Chance a set of files. "Here," she continued, "you'll find inconsistencies and overlooked details that weaken the case against Daniel. We're not moving forward with an arrest." Chance's jaw clenched as he read through the documents, his confidence wavering as the flaws in his investigation came to light. Momentarily defeated, he couldn't respond as Christine's unyielding gaze made clear that this battle was far from over. She left no room for argument, her final words echoing, "Leave now, Chance. Daniel remains free until we work through this thoroughly." Relief washed over Daniel as Christine's words reassured him, but Phyllis, though relieved, simmered with mistrust toward Christine, her distrust lurking just below the surface. As Chance grudgingly backed down, it was evident that this was just the beginning of a much larger struggle. Though temporarily spared from arrest, Daniel still faced an uncertain, harrowing path ahead. Phyllis's relief quickly shifted to a steely resolve. She knew Christine's intervention did not guarantee Daniel's safety, and while she and Christine shared a mutual distrust, they would need to put aside their differences for Daniel's sake. Phyllis could already sense that the road ahead would be riddled with obstacles and challenges. But as shadows of suspicion hovered over her son, Phyllis's determination hardened. She would protect Daniel, no matter what it took, even if it meant clashing with Christine every step of the way. In the background, Christine quietly prepared for the coming storm. The case was proving to be more complex than she had anticipated, and with Phyllis's unpredictable presence, Christine knew it would take all her patience and resilience to see justice served. Balancing her role as Daniel's lawyer with her strained dynamic with Phyllis, she steeled herself for a long, difficult journey ahead. The car accident had left Phyllis battered and bruised, her body marred by the ordeal yet resilient enough to survive. While her physical wounds were healing, the emotional and psychological toll of the incident lingered, leaving her deeply shaken. For Phyllis, the crash wasn't just a freak accident. It felt like an orchestrated attempt on her life. Though evidence was scarce, one thought persisted. Sharon Newman had tried to kill her. The police, initially baffled by the peculiar circumstances of the crash, found the brake failure unusual, especially in a vehicle as meticulously maintained as Phyllis's. As investigators probed deeper, suspicions grew that this accident may have been no accident at all. The way the brakes had been tampered with felt too deliberate to dismiss as a simple malfunction. They suspected foul play but had no clear culprit. Meanwhile, Sharon's frustration simmered just beneath the surface. She'd gone to great lengths, risking her own reputation and freedom, in a desperate attempt to rid herself of her longtime rival. Yet, Phyllis had survived, and Sharon's anger festered as she realized her plan had backfired. Phyllis was still alive and more vigilant than ever. Sharon's fear grew with each passing day, knowing the police would be watching her every move. Phyllis, narrowly escaping disaster, felt her instincts sharpen. Though she had no proof linking Sharon to the accident, she could feel it in her bones. Sharon's hatred was no secret, and Phyllis was certain Sharon had orchestrated the crash. But with no tangible evidence, her claims sounded hollow. She knew she couldn't rely on the police alone for protection. Sharon always found ways to slip through the system. Desperate, Phyllis began laying her own plans. She covertly reached out to friends and allies, gathering information on Sharon's movements leading up to the accident. Her goal was simple: to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Sharon had tampered with her car and to bring her to justice. However, the stakes were high, and the closer she got to the truth, the more dangerous the game became. To avoid mistakes, Phyllis enlisted a few trusted confidants who also had grievances with Sharon. Together, they set up a series of traps designed to lure Sharon into a confession or at least a misstep that would confirm her guilt. But Sharon, ever the strategist, sensed Phyllis's intentions and began weaving a facade of innocence. She visited Phyllis in the hospital, bringing flowers and feigning sympathy, playing the concerned friend with chilling insincerity. To those unaware of her true nature, Sharon's act was convincing, sowing seeds of doubt among onlookers. However, Phyllis saw through Sharon's charade. She knew Sharon's presence was a calculated move, a reminder that their feud was far from over. The police, still investigating the brake failure, found themselves at a standstill without conclusive evidence. Though the case risked going cold, Phyllis remained undeterred, convinced there had to be a clue somewhere to bring Sharon's treachery to light. Tensions raised Sharon's potential frame job on Lily and misdirect for Phyllis. The young and the restless spoilers and updates teased Sharon Newman may need to change her approach if Phyllis Summers gets too close to uncovering the truth. Phyllis is determined to exonerate Daniel Romalotti, and in her quest, she might just stumble upon proof that Sharon was behind the setup. Advertisement. The young and the restless spoilers, Sharon Newman may need to switch gears. It's easy to imagine that at some point, Cameron Kirsten could lead Sharon down an even more treacherous path. With Chance Chancellor closing in on the truth, he might suggest that Sharon has mishandled the situation and needs to rethink her approach. With Phyllis also relentless in her quest to clear Daniel's name and expose the truth behind his framing, Cameron could urge Sharon to identify a new suspect to frame. Perhaps he will even pressure her to shift the blame for Heather Stevens' death and Daniel's predicament onto someone else. What if Cameron were to encourage Sharon to turn her focus and set Lily Winters up as the next target? And our spoilers. Lily Winter and Daniel Romalotti madly in love as teens, and even eloped. Lily would be so easy to paint as a woman scorned, she and Daniel having recreated their teenage romance not too long after Daniel returned to Genoa City. The roots run deep, since they were each other's first love. They even eloped out of state and had to be tracked and retrieved and brought back. Advertisement. Daniel and Lily were inseparable then and found when they reconnected as adults, all the old feelings resurfaced, and the old embers returned to being flames. The only problem was that Daniel couldn't maintain his faithfulness to Lily once Heather moved back with his daughter, Lucy Romalotti. The young and the restless spoilers. Lily Winter would be so easy to paint as a woman scorned. Lily could easily be seen as a woman seeking revenge. While she was away supporting Maddie Ashby, Daniel cheated on her with Heather. When Lily returned, she found him back with his ex, a hurtful betrayal. Plus, Lily already fired Daniel as revenge, so Cameron might think they can show it wasn't enough. If Sharon drops the right hints, it could appear that Lily got rid of Heather and set up Daniel afterward. Since Lily once had a key to Daniel's place, the police might think she still has access and used it to hide evidence. This could be the only way to make Phyllis back off and keep Sharon out of trouble. Since Cameron reflects Sharon's darkest thoughts, she might let Lily take the blame. Devin and Abby are gearing up for their wedding, which is set to take place on November 13th, but in the world of the young and the restless, wedding plans never go smoothly. Fans are bracing for an unforgettable event filled with the usual chaos and drama. Rumors are swirling about a potential party crasher, and trust us, you won't want to miss this wild ride. As the couple eagerly prepares for their special day, there are signs that trouble is brewing. Not only is it Abby's birthday, but the show is also celebrating its milestone 13,000th episode. With such significant events unfolding, viewers can anticipate something monumental and shocking. Reason 1. The return of Hillary Curtis. The first potential disaster on the horizon involves the unexpected return of Hillary Curtis, portrayed by Michelle Morgan. Yes, you read that right. Hillary, who tragically passed away in 2019 after a car accident, could be making a jaw-dropping comeback. In soap opera fashion, where characters frequently defy the odds of mortality, her return would send shockwaves through Genoa City. Just picture this, as Devin and Abby are about to exchange their vows, the doors of the venue burst open, revealing Hillary, alive and well, ready to reclaim her place in Devin's heart. The irony would be palpable, considering Devin married Hillary on her hospital bed just before her untimely death. The wedding would be thrown into chaos as Devin grapples with his unresolved feelings for his late wife. Abby, already dealing with insecurities about her place in Devin's life, would find herself questioning their love if Hillary returns to stir up old emotions. Any hesitation from Devin could spell disaster, leading to a wedding day filled with turmoil rather than joy. Reason 2. The mystery of Martin Lauren. The second reason for impending doom involves a mysterious figure, Martin Lauren, who may not be who he seems. This character has been lurking around Genoa City, seemingly cozying up to Tracy Abbott, but there's a theory that he could be the supposedly dead twin brother of Alan. If Martin has indeed returned, he might be waiting for the perfect moment to unleash his chaos during Abby and Devin's nuptials. With Alan's sketchy behavior and a sudden interest in the Abbott mansion, the stage is set for disaster. If Martin were to kidnap Ashley, Abby's mother, it would jeopardize the wedding plans significantly. With Ashley in Paris for her treatment, Martin might see this as the perfect opportunity to wreak havoc, potentially pushing Abby over the edge. Additionally, there's a chance that Tucker McCall and Ashley might return, further complicating the already chaotic situation. With Martin lurking, the wedding could quickly transform from a celebration of love into a day of distress and confusion. Reason 3. Infidelity looms. Finally, the classic soap opera twist of infidelity could be lurking just around the corner. Both Devon and Abby have checkered pasts regarding fidelity, and the possibility of cheating could shatter their dreams of a perfect wedding. If either character finds themselves tempted, it could lead to a scandal that no one saw coming. If Amanda Sinclair, Devon's former flame, reappears in town before the wedding, old sparks might ignite, potentially leading to a betrayal. The drama of Abby discovering that Devon had a brief encounter with Amanda would throw the wedding plans into chaos. On the other hand, if Abby feels insecure about her relationship with Devon, she could find herself in a compromising situation, perhaps with a new character or an old flame like Arturo or Chance. The specter of infidelity is a strong contender for what could make this wedding memorable for all the wrong reasons. Conclusion: a roller coaster ahead. As Asterisk, the young and the restless Asterisk gears up for this highly anticipated wedding, viewers can expect a whirlwind of emotions, surprises, and heartbreak. Will Devon and Abby manage to tie the knot, or will their wedding go down in soap opera history as one of the most dramatic ever? As the fall unfolds, fans can look forward to not just the wedding chaos, but also the intense storylines involving Sharon and Phyllis, among others. Stay tuned for all the twists and turns in Genoa City, and prepare for a season packed with excitement and unpredictable drama. What are your thoughts on the upcoming wedding? Will love conquer all, or will secrets and scandals reign supreme? Share your predictions and theories as we await the drama that is sure to unfold. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Before we dive into the latest spoilers, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Asterisk, brace yourselves. Young and the restless fans, asterisk, some heartbreaking news is on the horizon, and it's bound to shock everyone in Genoa City. Recently, Nick Newman made a decision that seems well-intentioned, but is set to spiral into chaos, affecting half the town. Concern for Sharon's mental state, with increasing worries about Sharon's mental health, Nick told Faith and Mariah that he wanted to spend some one-on-one time with her to check in on how she was doing. While his intentions were good, it quickly became apparent that this was a risky move. Despite Sharon insisting she's fine, Faith's unsettling story about Sharon's late-night drives raised red flags for everyone. The sisters agreed that Nick, knowing Sharon better than anyone, would be able to assess whether she was just hiding her emotional struggles more effectively. A dinner date with dire consequences. Taking the plunge, Nick invited Sharon out to dinner, and when she accepted, he eagerly called it a date. This moment sent shivers down the spines of astute viewers as they realized this could lead to a disastrous outcome. Sharon interpreted the invitation as a romantic gesture, igniting her fantasies about rekindling their relationship. In preparation for the evening, she dressed up, even donning earrings Nick had gifted her years ago, emphasizing their sentimental value. A stark contrast. When the moment finally arrived and Nick knocked on her door, the difference in their moods was palpable. Sharon was ecstatic, while Nick appeared more casual, wearing the same shirt from earlier in the day. Despite his laid-back demeanor, Sharon was over the moon about their dinner at the Genoa City Athletic Club. During the dinner, it became evident that Nick was oblivious to the significance of this outing for Sharon. He even noticed her earrings but required a reminder about their past, underscoring his lack of awareness of her feelings. The night ended awkwardly. Instead of a passionate goodbye kiss, he merely gave her a hug, leaving Sharon daydreaming about an intimate moment that never materialized. Playing with fire, ***. The core issue here is that Nick's invitation to dinner, branded as a date, was a reckless gamble. He remains blissfully unaware of Sharon's deep-seated desires to reunite and her struggles with mental illness. Nick has seen how her perception can distort reality, but the extent of her emotional volatility remains a mystery to him. This situation should have been approached with extreme caution, and it's clear that Nick's actions are set to backfire in a spectacular fashion. As the storyline unfolds, tensions will escalate dramatically. Following Daniel's arrest, chaos will ensue, pushing Phyllis into a frenzy. In the midst of this turmoil, Nick will find himself rushing to help Phyllis, infuriating Sharon. Once she realizes that Nick's dinner invitation was merely a means to assess her mental state, and not a genuine interest in reigniting their romance, her emotional collapse will be inevitable. ***, a dangerous outcome. ***, this revelation is not just a personal blow to Sharon. It poses a significant threat to Nick as well. With Sharon's volatile behavior already a concern, Nick's unintentional actions could set off a chain reaction, placing him at the center of a new storm. As the feud between Phyllis and Sharon reignites, Nick might find himself in the crossfire, creating a potentially deadly situation for all involved. Conclusion. Keep your eyes peeled for these dramatic developments in Genoa City. Nick's misguided attempt to help Sharon could have devastating consequences, and as the emotional fallout unfolds, viewers will be left on the edge of their seats. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis on this thrilling storyline. Young and the Restless spoilers remind fans to always expect the unexpected in the land of Genoa City. Right now, fans continue to reel over Heather Stevens' passing. While Sharon Newman tried to cover up Heather's death after an explosive confrontation, viewers can't help but think she isn't behind the murder. After all, Sharon did black out during the entire thing, which likely means there's an unknown killer on the loose. Could the show completely swerve fans when it comes to the murderer? The Young and the Restless spoilers, soaps love to change up characters. Lie and R spoilers remind fans that Chance Chancellor is one of the good guys in GC. However, there's nothing the soap loves to do more than change up characters and their personalities. Sharon could be a fine example of this. The once heroine is now embroiled in this storyline by not only trying to cover up Heather's passing at one point, but also dumping her body in the river and sending texts to Heather's loved ones to manipulate the situation. Now, she's framing Daniel Romalotti for murder. These aren't exactly the actions of a heroine. The same could be said for J.T. Hellstrom, circa 2017, when he returned to GC and became a monstrous domestic abuser. It's not uncommon for Y and R, or any soap, to switch up a character's personality just to suit their storyline or for shock value. Y and R spoilers. Why Chance Chancellor? Chance's portrayer, actor Connor Floyd, is no longer on contract with the soap. This makes the character expendable. It could also mean that an exit is imminent. Add in the fact that Chance pushed the button on his GCPD return, right at the very same moment after Heather's passing, also pushing to take on her case, and there is some fishiness there. When Phyllis Summers faked her death, Chance didn't leave a stone unturned even when there was unsurmountable evidence indicating that Diane Abbott was behind things. In this instance, he seems to be taking everything at face value, especially Sharon's recent statement about visiting Heather the night of her death and the woman claiming to have fought with Daniel. He almost instantly gave Sharon a pass, which seems suspicious. Even more suspicious is the fact that he's allowed to lead the case, considering he's dating Summer Newman and his connection with Daniel and Heather's family. The old Chance would have immediately taken himself off the investigation. Most fans have pointed out on social media that Chance on this case is a major conflict. Then there's the mention of Chance's once romance with Heather, which should also be considered a conflict by the department. Digging into the Y&R history books, Chance and Heather dated, and then she moved on to Daniel. Could Chance have been bitter about this whole time? Seems way out there for Chance to have murdered Heather, but this type of storyline would open the door for an exit. It's also the least one fan suspect who is always behind a whodunit. The Y&R could concoct a reason for Chance's switch-up in personality, much like they did for JT when it was discovered he had a brain tumor. Still, the shock value would be out of this world. Who do you think murdered Heather? Share your thoughts below. Watch the CBS soap daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama, and visit this site for the most up-to-date young and the restless spoilers and news.